Hey, good morning, everyone. Kathryn Perry, and the what I'm seeing is that the connection is weak, and the video may be blurry. But if you will hang on for just another minute or so, the connection resets itself, and then you'll be able to see me. So I don't want you to look at all these pixelations and go, "Boy, that is one messed up lady." It just has something to do with the connectivity, and the internet. So I'm Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and welcome to Choose Love Daily, where every day we spend about 10 minutes focusing on our own hearts and committing to choosing love. That's really the biggest thing. And I'm taking people through a guided meditation so that one, they can start to move themselves into a position of a person who has a choice. Because so often with everything that's going on, you just think about dealing with the government or the electric company or stuff in your own family, or you go to your job and it just seems like there's so much going on that we don't have choice in. But we really do have choice. And I want to bring you to a new decision point, and that is to choose love and to allow love to be that filter in which you experience the world and how the world experiences you. And if you look back on the other shows, I'm actually doing more than just meditation. I'm starting to give some little teaching points so that we can start to meet whatever part of us is in opposition to love. And usually that comes from our ego, but it comes from our own hurts, and it comes from our past and our stories and how we identify ourselves. So if we're confronting those parts of ourselves in love, and then we can think about our family members. And we could say, look, no matter what's going on, I know we're fighting, we're arguing, I know we're in some kind of weird power struggle, or there's some just straight up BS going on that I don't like. It brings you into that point where you go, you know what? The reason this hurts so much is because I love you. And I just want you to love me. I want to have a loving family. I want a loving husband. I want a loving wife. I want to have good relationships with the people at work. I want to be able to feel like if I vote, if I write, if I voice my opinion, that it matters. And first, it has to really matter to you. You've really got to own and understand how much you matter. Right? So between these, let's say these 2 points, this point of, actually I would probably say it's 3, but I've got 2 fingers up right now. Okay. So right now there's where you are, right? The way you know yourself, the experience you're in. Then there's the opposition, right? There's that point of opposition. I'm having a fight with my spouse. I'm having, my boss is driving me crazy. Even at that point of opposition is that I don't like people and I don't want to give up not liking them because they're wrong and I'm right. Whatever that point of opposition is, okay? And I want to invite you, if you're able to, if you're not driving, with your own right hand, think about whatever it is that you're opposing, okay? Right? And in between this space, there's no love. What that space is getting filled up with is anger, resentment, and then we're projecting into the future all the horrible things that could happen, right? And then this energetic space is starting to block you and start to hold you in your place, which has to happen if you're going to hold that idea in that place. Does that make sense? Okay. But then there's this other part of you where you go, you know what I really, really want is for people's needs to be met. What I really, really want is for people's voices to be heard and respected. What I really, really want is my voice to be heard and respected. What I really, really want are my needs to be met, and for me to be able to move forward in my relationships, in my business, in whatever it is that I do, in confidence, knowing that I can do that. right? That I have the freedom, I have the courage, I have the intelligence, that, and maybe I want the agreement from the world, right? Which is me, and what that goes back to is this: oh, everyone tells me I can't do it. My family told me this. My boss said this. My daughter said this to me one time. My husband said this to me. One time, this stranger on the bus said this horrible thing to me. And so I know that the whole world doesn't want me to have what I need. But there's this other part that says, I want to be able to move forward with that. I want to be a supportive person to people who are moving forward with that. I want to be able to work in a cooperative way. So there's this thing we want, right? This is my left hand. And there's this opposition, but I can't quite move to that point, that place I want to go to, because of this. So what can I do? I have this want, and maybe I have some experiences and things that support it, but I've got this other idea that for some reason my ego says, look, we've got to keep this negative idea in place or they will win. And then we've got this other part of us that says, until we all win, no one wins. So which is true? Both. And this part also is held with your desire with that experience. So what we're doing is we're making a conscious decision that right now, as we contemplate everything that opposes us, anyone or anything, any thought, image, idea from the past, the present, or could ever arrive in the future that is stopping us, instead of this opposition, negative, blocking, angry energy, this frustration energy, we are consciously choosing right now love. And the way we're doing that is using the visualization of light. And we're going to let light do its job, right? We're going to, like, when you can't really direct light, right? You could intensify it, but it's really hard. Well, I'm going to say that because you can. We have laser beams, right? But light ultimately wants to go where it wants to go. It goes where it goes. It just expands and illuminates. And so we're going to focus it, and then we're going to allow it to spread and go where it goes, right, at its own speed. And then we have this idea in the future, right? Oh, this is what I want. Oh, and right now we're in this longing and desire, and instead of it being filled up with joy and happiness, it's filled up with pain. We have anger and pain. So right now we're going to redirect our attention to that future self, the way that we have always known that we're destined to become. Everything in our past, the present, and whatever could arrive in the future, we're going to choose to fill it with love instead of pain, right? And that's just, and all we have to do that is to have this one idea. Let's choose love. So we have these oppositions, right? We have them, and then we have who we want to be and who we ought to be, and here's who we could be. And we're making the decision to choose it to fill it with love. So here's the third part. This is a little secret sauce piece. All of these actually are like frozen positions, and they're actually, what I'm representing is what's happening inside of your own brain, and everything else is trying to operate around these parameters, right? If you had in your bedroom 2 giant posts, in addition to everything else you have in your life, in your bedroom, and then you had to try and organize everything around these 2 giant posts in your room, it'd be pretty hard. I know it would be for me. I've got kind of a small bedroom right now. And it would be like, every time I turn around, I've got to step around these 2 posts. Well, that's how it is in our thinking. That's how it is when we're taking action. That's where these posts live in our relationships and our potential. We have to carry these around in every single thing we do. And these are not serving us. So how can we get rid of these 2 little posts that are controlling everything? Well, we choose love. But I'm going to show you one amazing technique right now. Is that all right if I can do that? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Between knowing exactly what I'm supposed to do and not supposed to do. I'm just going to choose love right now. And I want to invite you, just hold that thought. I choose love. And if there's anyone who represents the worst and the best, maybe it's the worst version of yourself and the best version of yourself. Maybe it's that horrible person that yelled at you and told you you'd never be nothing. And there's that person who's your cheerleader, whoever that is. Right now, I just want you to say out loud, let there only be love between us. And now, I want you to just bring your two fingers together like this. 3, 2, 1, drop. Shake your hands out. And right now, bring your attention to your heart. And all that love in your heart, allow it to become illuminated. And just let that start to expand through your body. To all the points of opposition and all the points of our deepest, truest hope, let there only be love. Between everyone who ever told you no and told you you were nothing and told you you weren't good enough, let there only be love. Between everyone you ever wish you could be like and the version of yourself that you see and you wish you could be and you want to be and you're trying to become now, let there only be love between us. Between the way you know yourself now and the way that you know you truly have the capacity to become, let there only be love between us. And let's just expand that idea out into how our school systems could work, between how our city governments could work, how our state legislation could work, how our federal government or national governments could work, how they should work, between everything that's working right now and everything that's working wrong right now, and everyone who's doing their own thing, trying to jockey for power right now. Let there only be love between us. Between those who are standing up and doing right and fighting tirelessly in their role, in their capacity, however they can try to move forward and do right not just for them but for everyone else. Let there only be love between us. And allow that love to expand throughout the world. From the smallest, most least powerless to the most powerful. Let there only be love between us. Now here's one more thing I'm doing. I invite you to open your eyes. And there's all of them that are in opposition and mean. Let's just call it that, right? Straight up evil, power hungry, greedy, all those people. And then there's the ones that we really want to love and support. The ones who are worthy. The ones who stand up for what's right. We're going to bring them together. 3, 2, 1, and clap. And then drop your hands. And now let that love expand out. And here's one little extra step. Try to find the thing that you oppose. The person you're opposing. Try to find the one that you want to be, you wish you could be, you ought to be. And you may notice that they've kind of changed positions. And this is how we start to make change. And this is how we start changing our thinking. And this is called an NLP swish. And we're actually collapsing the neurology that holds these ideas of opposition and separateness and bringing us into a more unified thought field of our greatness and our potential. And that's all we have time for today. I'm Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach. I'd love to get your comments and questions. I'm answering every single one of them. Be sure and like our page and invite your friends to the page because we want to spread love on the planet. So until tomorrow, my darling, I witness your mastery. Bye-bye.